Hey everyone, I'm DrHamfist. Let's do this. We're going to take the Ironclad, and we're going to bang some cards around. And we've played him once before, it was on the first attempt. That went rather poorly, I would say. We died very early into Act 2. Hopefully we'll do a lot better this time. Trying to get a little bit better at playing the Ironclad. Also, trying to just unlock the rest of the stuff available for the Ironclad. The more you play something, the more cards, and I think there might be some relics in there, you unlock for that class. So in theory, this will get easier even if I don't get any better. But we're hoping to get better too. And that is the other thing. We were coming off of a loss for just I was just testing the recording from that first one. This time we're actually going to get to start with something. So that will help a bit. And we took this option when we were playing as the Silent, lose your starting relic, and obtain a random boss relic. I actually think the Ironclad's starting relic's a lot better than the Silent's. Lose all gold and choose a rare card to obtain. My question is, are we allowed to roll rare cards just from the choose a card to obtain and just keep our 100 gold? The other option is just get 100 gold. I think I kind of like that because whenever we hit a shop, we'll get to choose what we actually want from the shop. Let's try this. The one thing is it gives us no bonus until we find a shop and actually leverage that gold. But I think it'll give us what we want more consistently than random cards would, and I like our relic. So let's do this. And then let's search for a late shop if there is one. Doesn't really look like there is, so I guess let's try to target some elites. And I see this one is probably what we're going to hit. This seems to be the latest shop there is. If we do this path, we have the option of hitting this campfire. It costs us missing the shop. There's a shop here, though. I think we'll try to route through these question marks and hit this elite. So let's start here. Try to conserve our health, not have too many fights before that elite. We'll start with this one. Okay, and I've messed this fight up before by just not appreciating how low the health is on this spike slime. I think on this one, it actually... we can just strike him to kill him 3 times. We'll take 7 if we do that. The alternative is we defend, which blocks 5, but if we block 5, we cannot kill him, no matter what we do. So we're going to take his 5 if we block anyway. So I think it's just correct to kill him. And then we'll take 7, but we'll heal for 6 of that. If we can just stop taking any further damage at the end of this fight, we'll effectively have only taken 1. Yeah, and I definitely am interested to see if we can get a sort of style of deck going with this run. I think the last time we played the Ironclad, we were kind of in this sort of wishy-washy, some defensive cards, some offensive cards. I don't think the cards we had were necessarily bad, but I think it's better to have a deck that has a definite plan and you're sort of synergizing your cards together to make that come together. Okay, so net 1 damage, not bad at all. And let's see here. So feel no pain. Whenever a card is exhausted, gain 4 block. Right now we have nothing that exhausts, but it wouldn't be totally out of the question just to decide that's the style of deck I'm going for right off the bat and then just select for it. Rupture. Whenever you lose HP from a card, gain 1 strength. Well, we don't have anything that does that either. And then Inflame. So Inflame already is nice, just makes all of our attacks do 2 more. So I think we'll just take this one just because it does something for us immediately. So, from the darkness, an arm pulls you into a small shop. As your eyes adjust, you see a pale woman in sharp clothes gesturing towards a wall of potions. Buy a potion, now, she states. So, I think I've tried to leave before, and I think she slaps you and you take damage if you don't buy a potion. So, I'll probably just buy 1 potion to save the health. I never use potions, so this might be a way of just lighting 20 gold on fire, but we'll buy only the one potion. I think. The other option is to get a second one for only 10 more gold. Maybe that's worth it. Because we have a block potion right now. I don't know. Let's go ahead and just say the 10 gold potion is worth it. We'll buy 2. So a strength potion and a swift potion draw 3 cards. And now we probably want to use one of those in this next fight, just to avoid the case of getting a 4th potion and then having to waste one. And it's probably fine to just use the strength potion right now and just try to get this over with. Maybe it makes sense to hold off and then use the 12th block at some point. Let's just use the strength potion. And then it might even make sense to also inflame here, and then just double defend the first turn. Let's inflame, defend once, and then strike. We're going to take 2 damage for this, but we're going to deal 10. It's a pretty good ratio. Yeah, because you can think of that first defend as saving us 5 damage, while the second one only saves us 2, not nearly as worth it. And then here, a consequence of strength, and this is slightly diminished because we are weakened, so all of our attacks are a little bit less this turn. If we attack twice with 2 strikes, that's going to be, our strength will be impacting that twice, whereas if we only used bash, our strength would impact that once. So here, the math is a little bit kludgier because of the weaken. But say we weren't weakened, we'd be able to get, 4 damage twice by striking twice, versus only getting 4 damage once on the bash. And then here we can deal 9, and then this 7 I think would go to 10. So we cannot get him. So we'll just defend twice, strike once, and then we should be able to get him next turn, I would hope. The weaken's going to fall off, so he'll be dead to double strike, so we should have him. And we've managed to take exactly 6 damage to net out our passive, so still 1 from full. Alright, and there is a potion, so it is a good thing we spent that strength potion. And then here, we could go for Heavy Blade and just decide we're going for a strength-based build. Probably will do that. I don't think it makes sense to go for Feel No Pain. We still don't have anything that exhausts itself. Well, I'm not actually sure if that's true. When you play a power, I know the power doesn't go to your discard, but I don't think it triggers the exhaust keyword. So I think the existing power we have wouldn't deal with that. Heavy Blade works with our strength card we already have, and then Warcry. I'm not a huge fan of Warcry. I think it would be better on the silent, an effect like that kind of just shuffles cards around and gets you better options. Let's go ahead and grab the Heavy Blade. And then here, if we want to hit this shop, we have to miss this campfire. Are we fine with that? We would have to hit this elite, not rest, and then hit another elite to do that. That's actually kind of scary. So should we hit this shop, we have the option of hitting this campfire. That might be fine. We actually already have some gold because we took the starting gold bonus, so maybe hitting this shop is fine and we can just skip this one and just spend it all here. That makes this elite fight easier. And the different amount of gold we're going to have, it's not that much, because we're basically going to hit an elite before the shop instead of a normal enemy before the shop. I say we'll actually just do this path. Yeah, and this is the cultist who you're trying to kill really quickly, so it's pretty fortunate that we found our Inflame on first turn. I don't think we're going to try using any of these yet, but the extra power on the first turn is very nice here. Oh, and there is our heavy blade, which already is getting a little bit out of hand, just from like 2 strength. So I think we'll just defend in heavy blade. Yeah, that feels nice. Okay, so should be able to get him next turn, I would think. If we only draw like 2 strikes or something, maybe not. There we go. All right, that's a very clean fight. Oh, that's right, we had strength. We could get him on 2 anyway. And we're hoping for all of our fights to go that way. Ooh, Clash could be nice here. What is Corruption? So 3 energy power. Skills cost 0 whenever you play a skill exhausted. Huh. That's scary. Because you literally run out of the ability to do any defensive abilities. Like basically just from cycling your deck once. Armaments is nice. It's kind of a pet card of mine, but I think Clash might be more appropriate for the build we're going for. These really offensive builds, they can do really well, but sometimes you just get hosed by incoming damage you cannot mitigate. I think we'll try for Clash. It's more fitting with what we've been doing right now. Okay, so here is our first shop. This is a very early shop, usually my least favorite type of shop, but this is a very early shop when we had 100 bonus starting gold, so not too bad. Alright, so first I always like to check the relics. We can't afford this one. This is the gambling chip, so... yeah, this one basically gives you what's called a partial Paris mulligan, where you pick any cards you don't like in your starting hand, you shuffle those back, and then get the rest. Like, you keep the rest, and then you redraw for everything you pitched. Which actually makes your starting hands very good. The Lantern is not bad. The Blood Vial at the start of each combat, heal for 2. I mean, it's just a third of our starting passive. I don't think we like that much. So the Lantern is an option. Let's consider the cards though. So Enlightenment, reduce the cost of cards in your hands to 1 this turn. We only have 2 cards that cost 2. I don't think we care about this that much. Dark Shackles. Enemy loses 9 strength for the rest of this turn, exhaust. Maybe. We've got another Inflame. The card on sale is Second Wind, which is exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand and gain 5 block for each. I don't know. The card becomes dead the more that you use it. Like, every time you exhaust those cards, next time you draw this, it will have less to work off of. This one offering is lose 4 HP, gain 2 energy, draw 3 cards, and exhaust. If you didn't lose 4 HP, this card would be super bonkers. This might be worth it though, because if you draw into 1 defend, and then save 5 health for that reason, you still profit 1 energy. It kind of takes up a card slot in itself, and you're losing that one, so it's sort of like draw 2, gain 2 energy, and lose 4 health, but then that energy and extra cards might mitigate more than 4 damage. There's cases where that actually saves you health. Pommel Strike and Feed. Feed is a favorite card of mine. If you can get this early, it's very good, and I think we probably will pick it up right now. And then the question is, do we want Second Wind or Pommel Strike? Pommel Strike's a good card. Second Wind, I'm not a huge fan of. I think we're going to take this Pommel Strike. It's pretty efficient. Let's grab this. All right. Now we're broke. I think what I should be doing more often at shops. Let's see what this lead is. All right, the Knob. Okay. So Gremlin Knob, he's going to get crazy strong the more skills you use after the first turn. You have like 1 turn before he activates where you're allowed to use skills, but after that he punishes you using skills greatly. So Feed is a card that gives you more max health if it kills something, but it exhausts itself when you use it, so you can't like cycle your deck and play one feed on like 4 different enemies or something. But the goal is to kill him with this if possible, because it'll give us 3 permanent max HP. So hopefully we redraw this right as he's dying. The other nice thing about our circumstance here on this fight, we actually have this block potion that is not a skill that we can activate without triggering his, what is it called? Enrage? Yeah, his Enrage passive here. So let's draw, see what we get. All right, well, we're just striking. So I think it's correct to just immediately use this potion, so we only take 2 here. And then here, the rest of our deck already shuffled. So next turn we're going to draw 5. We'd like to be able to kill him next turn with Feed, if we can pull that off. I'm not sure if we'll be able to. We can draw 3. That'll be 8. So that'll be 8 out of 9 odds of finding it, which is very good. And if we're committed to killing him next turn, it can be correct to play skills here. Because this block saves us 5, he gets +2 attack, so it basically saves us 3 health. But we could do double defend Clash. The awkward thing is we don't have something to do with the 1 energy left. Clash is swinging for 16 right now. So I think that's fine, because we can probably kill him from that low. So let's do this. You can see every time I do that, it upgrades his attack. But we'll Clash, pass. We'll take 8 damage. We'll only go down to 70. If we finish the fight next turn, we're really doing quite all right for an elite fight. And yeah, so we didn't draw the Hunger yet, or Feed, I think it's called. We can use our draw potion, but let's try to save it by playing Pommel Strike first and seeing if we rip it that way. Oh, we did. So now we can save that potion, and we also still get the 3 max health. So we're going to 83 max health now. And our relic reward is the Red Skull. While your HP is at or below 50%, you have 3 additional strength. I'll take it. Any fight that's close, that 3 extra strength is going to help us, and we're already going for a kind of strength-based build. So that might actually help us quite a bit. Yeah, not a huge fan of these cards that say lose HP, but they do become a little bit better if we've got this passive that says below half +3 strength just to start with. So this isn't totally out of the question. I don't usually go for this playstyle, because I like to conserve my health and stay very healthy. But maybe this time we should try to stay a little bit low. The half health window, we can grow that by increasing our max HP. So, you know, if we get like 20 bonus max HP, well, we can stay 10 health higher while still being below half. So maybe with an early feed, and maybe with this card there, maybe Bloodletting's actually okay. The other options are Whirlwind. Whirlwind scales really well with Strength. So this is not a bad option either. And then Cleave. I don't think I would ever take Cleave over Whirlwind with a strength-based build, but let's just take the Bloodletting. We'll try that out. So here, we can upgrade a card by going to the Campfire. And I actually had this wrong on the Silent episode. I think I hovered over a card and asked if you can see the upgrade. You can right there, but I didn't see it in the moment, so yeah, that would give us an extra energy. Pommel Strike becomes an extra damaging card. Feed becomes +4 max HP rather than 3. Clash +4 damage. But yeah, so Heavy Blade, the strength scaling goes to 5, which I think, like, if you have at least 2 strength, then that's +4 and it's on par with everything else basically. And Flame goes to +3 strength. And then yeah, we're into like the normal starting cards. Feed almost seems worth it. +1 max HP per fight if you are really consistently able to pull that off. Doesn't seem bad. The Bloodletting upgrade is crazy. Just a whole extra energy for playing it. I think we are going to upgrade. I think we'll probably do Bloodletting. That makes it worth it a lot more. With the Pommel Strike, we can leverage more energy better. We've got 2 cards that cost 2. I think that's fine. Yeah, so let's try this, see how it works out. I'm not a huge fan of that card to begin with, but that upgrade basically does just double the upside for the card without doubling the downside for the card. So that upgrade makes it way better than it started. Alright, so you come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop. It looks incredibly valuable. You sure don't see any traps nearby. So I'm sure that there are traps nearby. It even says trigger trap right there. But we're doing fine on health, and we're actually debating going down a bit just for the plus strength. So let's trigger the trap. Yeah, and then I don't want an injury curse. I also don't want to reduce my max HP. Let's just take the 20 damage. We were already discussing kind of taking some damage anyway. Alright, and a chest. So, 24 gold and the pen nib. Every 10th attack you play deals double damage. Interesting. That could be really, really good because we have a few very, very large attacks. I say could be because I have to remember to keep track of where this thing is. So, if every 10th attack I just strike absent-mindedly, it won't be nearly as good. But let's try to keep an eye on this. I'm assuming it lasts between fights. Alright, so here, these, triple artifact guys. And none of them are attacking me this turn. That's good. So this 36 health one is the easiest one to kill. We won't actually be able to apply vulnerable to him, but we can remove his artifact stack. Then we can just strike him. And then our feed's going away, so we won't be able to feed him, but there's 3 enemies and we can only feed 1. So I'm willing to bet we can make it work somehow. And we have 6 dazed in our discard, which is to say our discard is more dazed than it is other cards. So that's not good. This is a somewhat awkward hand because Clash cannot be played if we don't play Bloodletting, but we also have only 3 energy of stuff total. But if we're going to Pommel Strike, maybe, well, hold on, let's Inflame first. If we're going to Pommel Strike, we probably will draw something that we want to play anyway. I want to figure out how to get to 22 easily. Yeah, so the 16 and 8 seems right. So let's start working on this guy next. Okay. So I think, yeah, we're going to play Bloodletting this turn. We might want to draw this turn. We're going to play Bloodletting because that way we can Clash and kill this guy off easily. We'll get 2 energy. If we draw, we might draw some defensive stuff to reduce this 16 that's coming otherwise. I think that seems fine. We're going to Clash now before we draw. We do have an energy potion too. Alright, so let's draw first. Yeah, so we can strike him down and then Heavy Blade this guy. We should be able to clean him up next turn. We're going to take a lot of damage for doing that. Don't think there's a great way around it. I mean, we could use the energy potion and kill him. That would save us 8. We're definitely doing this because that's just more efficient than the strikes are. We're definitely killing him. So the question is, do we use this energy potion? It saves us 8 health. I think we do. And then here, we're just trying to find our feed. We also don't want to take a billion damage trying to draw it though. So let's defend for sure. Let's bash to remove his artifact stack. And then we have a ton of dazed, so we might be presented with a turn where... Alright, let's draw first with Pommel, I would say. Whoa. Oh! The pen nib, when it says 9, is about to trigger. So this will put him to 1. And if we draw our feed, we can get him this turn. We didn't. But he's not swinging any damage, so let's end this turn. Pretty confident we can kill him next turn with whatever we draw. And let's check. I think we'll kill him with 1 attack. The pen nib will go to 1. I believe... Oh, excellent feed. I believe it'll stay to 1 for the next fight. Alright, so 32 gold. I don't know what this 8 is supposed to represent. But the Omamori. Oh, I think the 8 represents the bonus we got from the golden idol. That must be it. The Omamori, it negates the next 2 curses we would get, which is very nice. And then a card. I actually really like Fiendfire. Pay 2 and then exhaust your hand, deal 7 damage for each exhausted card. That can be a lot of damage. It works really well with strength. And also, you can exhaust cards that you didn't want to play anyway. And then sort of thin your deck. And then for the rest of the game, you don't have those cards, and if those were cards you didn't like, you can get rid of some bad cards that way, and then just like play your good ones before playing Fiendfire. Doesn't quite work with only having 3 energy. Like, you cannot save any 2-cost cards that way, but I am generally a fan. Sword Boomerang actually works very well with strength. And then Wild Strike. Deal 12 damage and shuffle a wound in your draw pile. That doesn't seem good. Sword Boomerang, you pay 1 and you're swinging 3 times. So you invest 1 energy and get triple strength reward. Fiendfire, you pay 2, and then however many cards are left in your hand, which pretty often I'd say we'll play 1 card and then Fiendfire, so we'll swing 3 attacks. I think Sword Boomerang is better. The Fiendfire exhausting synergy, if we pull any exhaust later, could be huge. And the deck thinning is something too. Let's take Fiendfire. I think it's more fun than Sword Boomerang, so let's try it. And then here, I expect we want to hit the upgrade from the campfire, so let's just head that way. And we can rest if something goes terribly in the meantime. Wow, that's 4 guys, and honestly, most of them have a fair bit of health. So we probably want to kill this guy. He's swinging 11. Or sorry, he's swinging 9 and he only has 11 health. So let's plan on getting him. We ran into that awkward situation again where we have Bloodletting in our hand and we want to play our Clash. So we have to pay the health. And there's like no profit because we're holding only 3 energy. Is it worth it? Well, we're not going to get him if we don't, so I'd say yes it is. Yeah, these cards do not work well together. Clash and Bloodletting. Alright. So we're definitely just killing him. And we can't do that with strikes, so let's just kill him. Then we got to pick who we want to get next. And what do these guys have? Whenever Mad Gremlin takes attack damage, it gains a strength. So let's hit him first. And I don't know what he's doing. This enemy's intentions are unknown, but it is not attacking. So it's charging. So I guess he's going to swing a lot, and it's good we hit him, right? No, he's still charging. Well, I don't want to know what he does when he stops. So we might just want to take him out right now. To be fair, we can take one of these guys out right now and save ourselves some damage. Because we're swinging 11 and then 8 and 8. So that's enough to get him. Let's just kill the highest health one, I guess. Or I can kill him and defend. Let's just see what we draw. Let's plan on killing him. That seems fine. Only take 3. And I forgot to check whether or not pen nibs stayed the same. I'm willing to bet everybody watching this will have watched that because I said something about it, but I didn't. Alright, let's see here. So strike feed is not enough. It will not kill either of them. And we don't want to play Fiendfire and get rid of feed. So we're going to bash feed, and that will kill either of them. So let's kill the higher health one. Right? Yeah. Okay. Alright, 89 max health. Not bad. I think we might be over halfway through the first floor, but 9 extra max health. That's really quite good. And we've drawn the perfect hand. I can just clash without playing anything else. I love it. Oh, and the pen nib is at 9. Let's pay attention to that this time. I think we take Heavy Blade. The armaments is actually a question. Let's take Heavy Blade and go all in on this strength build. Okay, so yeah, let's plan on upgrading a card. And it does stay at 9. So our first attack will be doubled. And is that true for multi-hit attacks? Well, this is like totally overkill. This is a weird hand. Because neither of them are attacking. But... So let's see, it's going to normally deal 7. If we strike first, it'll deal 21, which is not enough to kill either of them. We maybe just Fiend Fire the full health one. The other play, I guess, would be to just try to do the most damage possible to both, but not kill either. Because we could strike for double, say on this one, half health him, and then still deal 21 to him. So he'd have 7 and he'd have 12. And the other thing is just kill one of them. Hold on, what's this? On death, applies vulnerable to you for 2 turns. I think it might be fine to just not kill either, then. And that way we're not vulnerable next turn if we want to just chill. I'm not sure what their buff is, though. 3 strength. That's not the end of the world. Okay. I think we're just going to kill them both. Can we? Oh. We can't, can we? Oh. This is actually a really awkward situation, then. I think I should have killed one. Okay. Yeah, because we're just 1 damage shy here. Yep. Well. Kind of messed that one up. So let's just take as little as possible, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I should have thought about the fact that I'm putting one of them to 7, and that's like just outside lethal range for strike. Oh. Why is that 12? Oh, we've got our red skull active. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's any world where I defend past to draw the feed, is there? Well, I get 3 max health, and I'm going to take 3 damage, so maybe that is actually correct. I don't know. We'll do it. Yeah, because if I take 3 damage, do I heal for 3 when I feed? Will I go to 42? Okay, I do. Actually, yeah, that is correct then. Okay. Alright, so 2 energy power Dark Embrace. Whenever a card is exhausted, draw a card. How does that interact with Fiend Fire? Like, does it exhaust them in order and then just like keep exhausting and kill your whole deck? And then you're dead? I would imagine it doesn't. Flame Barrier. So this is a 2 energy skill. Gain 12 block, and whenever you are attacked this turn, deal 4 damage to the attacker. So that's like the anti-bird ability. And then 2 for Shockwave. Apply 3 weak and vulnerable to all enemies and exhaust. I think it's a little late to go in for the exhaust synergies. I don't think Flame Barrier is really what this deck is looking for. The exhaust is arguable. Or sorry, the vulnerable. Because 50% extra damage, well, that makes our strength go further. This might be worth it. It's just a lot of energy. Like 2 energy. To get vulnerable for 3 turns. But you spend most of your turn doing this the first turn, so it's kind of like 2 turns, because all of your energy's basically gone. We'll still grab it. That might be wrong. Yeah, and then here, there's a few cards we haven't seen the upgrade for yet, so 5 turns. It's not bad. 3 extra damage per card. That actually can be very good, because you might be exhausting 4. We know what that does. We know what that does. We debated feed. And Inflame goes to 3 strength. I think feed might be correct. If we're going to upgrade feed, we should upgrade feed sooner. Because that way we get that 1 extra health per time we kill something with feed from longer away. So if we're going to upgrade feed, we should do it soon. So I'm going to do that now and say we do want to upgrade feed at some point. In fact, I maybe should have considered upgrading feed last time. But let's do it this time. It looks like we have another upgrade we can get anyway. Unless I want to rest before the fight. Maybe I do want to rest before the fight. Alright, so here, I think we're just going to shockwave. It hits 2 enemies, so it's almost sort of doubled in effectiveness. And then we're going to work on this guy. Oh, we can just kill this guy. Ooh, yes. And then here's one of those cases. He's swinging 9, but Bloodletting actually just lets us defend twice, so it costs us 3 health, but it saves us 10 damage, so we net gain 7. So that was the example I was... Well, we actually block 9, so we net gain 6. Yeah, because the 10 is the 10th enter, the 10th block, I should say, is wasted. And then this is a powerful negative effect. Well, I think we're just going to inflame and then hit him with the crazy heavy blade. Because that's way more efficient, right? Yeah. 43. Oh, I forgot he was vulnerable. Whack. Okay. And then hopefully draw feed next turn. Nope. Well. So why is feed always in the bottom of our draw pile? I think we just defend pass. What is this effect? You cannot play attacks for 1 turn. Oh, well, I would say we definitely defend pass then. I was going to say it probably makes sense to defend pass even if we could attack. Because we're going to take 4, but now feed gives us 4, and that means we net lose 0 damage. But we also, you know, gain the max health. So I guess the game was just making sure I didn't mess up that turn there. Fire Potion deal 20. We'll probably use that on the boss. May be able to save it. I'm generally a fan of True Grit. I don't think it fits in this deck. Basically, the reason True Grit is nice is you play your good cards, and then when your hand is True Grit and bad cards, you exhaust one of those bad cards. It's also just more efficient than block. You just get an extra 2. Pommel Strike is a very efficient attack. And then Uppercut, the 1 weak, 1 vulnerable, I don't think that's that crazy. 2 for 13 isn't bad. And I think the upgraded version of this card is actually quite good, because I think it does 2 turns of weak and vulnerable. It's definitely between Uppercut and Pommel Strike. I think because Pommel Strike only costs 1, and we're going for a strength build, paying 1 to get your strength advantage versus paying 2 to get, you know, still only 1 strength advantage, I think we'll do Pommel Strike. And then here, I think we're going to Smith. With me having the potion, I feel pretty confident. We also will hit our Red Skull sooner if we don't rest. We're currently above half, but we probably will actually take a little bit of damage just to get the strength bonus out of the way. And this one's the interesting question. Shockwave goes to 5. I wonder if using it on a Pommel Strike would be correct. The extra card draw can actually be very good with the feed card we have. Makes it easier to find, feed, and use it and get max health, which can save you damage if you're, you know, if it saves you 1 turn trying to find that card. The other option would be a Heavy Blade, because we're going to have 3 strength often, and then we're going to get an extra 2. So Heavy Blade, the upgrade makes it do 10 more damage. The thing is, it does cost 2 energies. So that's like 5 extra damage per energy. That doesn't actually like wildly outpace just upgrading Strike, which is 3 damage per energy upgrade. I guess that's sort of a wrong comparison though, because you're always investing 2 when you play it anyway. Because you'd have to upgrade 2 strikes to upgrade 2 energy worth of spending. I think we're going to do Pommel Strike, though. The other question is Fiend Fire. I think we like the card draw too much. Because we have Feed in our deck. It also... the extra card draw on Pommel Strike, if we draw into Fiend Fire, it means Fiend Fire attacks again. Which is one more hint of strength, and then also just the raw damage from the card itself. Alright, so this is the Hexaghost. This enemy's intentions are unknown, but it is not attacking. I'm half tempted to Shockwave, defend, Clash. That might be wrong. Because Clash does 14. It makes him weak for the next turn. Versus Bash. If we Bash Strike, I think we do 8, and then I think it'll be 9. Is 17. So we can lose 3 damage to make him weak for the next turn. I think that's worth it. Oh, actually, this is even better than I thought, because he'll be vulnerable before we clash. So it's not even losing any damage. Yeah, that's the correct line. Oh, and... yeah, the Shockwave does more turns. Yeah, that was just objectively better. And I was struggling to find out why I would do it, even though it's just objectively better. Okay. I think we defend this turn. He's going to be swinging 18, which will put us into the half-health Red Skull territory, whether or not we defend. So I think we will defend and save the health, and then just strike twice. Yeah, and the other reason to do that is we don't want to use our pen nib on a strike. We want to use that something bigger next turn. Okay. Use that on something bigger next turn and have the 3 strength next turn. And he's still vulnerable. Ooh, we could do it with the Fiend Fire. I think it might be correct to Inflame first. We lose our feed if we do that. There's no way we don't Fiend Fire this turn, though, because what else are we going to do? And this Fiend Fire is going to do double damage. Yeah, so I'll miss out on 20 damage if I play Inflame first, but then I'll get 2 extra strength. I think that will mean 3 extra damage on each of these attacks. So it'll be like 9, so I'll lose like 11 damage and have more strength. But he's vulnerable, though. Yeah, this is going to do like 120. It might be correct to just lose the Inflame. Let's just do that. And he's swinging 4 with what negative effect? Burn? Burn into our discard? He might as well have done nothing that turn. So we can Pommel Strike and draw 2 cards, and if we draw Fiend Fire again, which we can because we just shuffled, yeah, that would have been really crazy. I think we Heavy Blade for 23. That seems fine. Only taking 6, it's not that bad. The other thing to think about, if we have to, if it comes to it, we can use the Fire Potion for 20 damage, so he's kind of 35 from dead if we need him to be dead. Ah! So this is the huge drawback to Clash, is that if you draw a status card, those are unplayable, so you cannot clash with a status in your hand. And you can't play the status to get rid of it. But I think we'll be doing fine. Yeah, because if we had Clash here, that would do a ton. I think it might even kill him. Nah, not quite. Well, this is a straightforward turn. If he was swinging anything great here, we could kill him with Fire Potion, but we're going to go to full health after this fight anyway. Because every time you beat the levels boss, you're restored to full for the next fight. Yeah, and we did burn our feed, so we're just going to kill him. And then here, we're going to be presented with a relic after we pick our loot here. And we're going to avoid picking the Snecko Eye, that like radioactive pool ball piece of shit. That thing ruined the last like Act 3 for our Silent. It was just a disaster. Just a total disaster. Just made everything confusing and difficult. And Reaper's nice. Ooh. Heal for unblocked damage dealt, and we have a ton of strength. And these other two both have to pertain with block, and our build really doesn't do that. So we're going for Reaper for sure. And then here are 3 options. So Mark of Pain. Gain energy at the start of each turn. Start combats with 2 wounds in your draw pile. I don't think so. The 2 wounds turn off our Clash. If we didn't have Clash, that'd be something to maybe consider. Because we do have a few cards that cost 2. White Beast Statue. Potions always drop after combat. That sounds strong, but I rarely use potions. And Sozu, which is basically one of my pet relics. I'm a big fan of this thing. I half want to branch out and pick the White Beast Statue, but then I have to remember to use the potions all the time, and I hate doing that. So we're just going to grab this, Sozu, which is basically my snap pick anytime I see it. So we'll grab this. We're going to try to get more strength cards, get more expensive cards, and we have the Sozu. Ignore our potions. And hopefully clear Act 2 with the Ironclad, which I've yet to do on video. I've actually beaten the game once with the Ironclad. But hopefully this run goes better on cam, and we can actually get through and beat the boss with a big strength, big energy build. See you then.